Hey everybody, what's up? Just back with another video. So I want to start off by just apologizing for the audio issues in the last couple of videos that I made. Um, Usually you can hear it, like I don't have the best audio, I don't have the best microphone, but usually you can at least hear what I'm saying. But I know in the last video that I made, I was using just a different program just so I could do some screen sharing while I made my video. So I do want to apologize. I'm going to get that fixed as soon as possible, and I'm going to start upgrading a little bit more on equipment as well, just to make the production and quality a little bit better for you guys. So I just wanted to start off by apologizing. Um, so I also wanted to talk a little bit about today about Pierre Poilievre's how his momentum is continuing to rise so much that it is very likely that he is going to be the next prime minister. It's not a guarantee; anything can happen in the next 2 years, but it's just really hard to imagine where he doesn't. Sorry about that. Ambulance going by. But if it's hard to imagine him not winning the next election, and not only not, winning the next election, but winning it in a landslide and probably even getting a majority. Now, a lot of conservatives or people kind of like me in the middle, we're viewing this as a very good thing, and it probably will be, at least financially, in terms of the housing shortage and the rent crisis and inflation, yada yada yada. But the thing that does concern me is that when he becomes the next prime minister, he is going to, how do I say that? The part that concerns me is the fact that if he screws up and if he doesn't do as well as he should do, if he becomes the conservative or right wing version of Justin Trudeau, you're going to have a lot of people turn on the conservatives. And I do honestly think that a lot of people are done with the Liberals, at least for now. But if Pierre Poilievre gets in there for 4 years and there's another election and he completely drops the ball, you're probably going to have an NDP government, at least a minority NDP government, by the time 2029 comes around. And I know a lot of people may like that. They think that's a good thing. Oh, this is the class, or this is the party for the middle class. This is the party for the working class, even though they blatantly show that they're not for the middle class or the working class during the convoy. They kind of crapped on them just like all the liberals and left-wingers were doing. So I wouldn't say that they're for the middle class or the working class. Now, if you agree with their policies, they probably pretend they are. But let's be honest, I mean, taxing people at 80% if you make $400,000 is ridiculous. And what's interesting about that number is $400,000 is just more than the prime minister makes. So go figure, if Jagmeet Singh gets in, he would then enact this tax so that if you made 500 grand a year, just for example, you would only keep $100,000. You would then have to pay $400,000 of that in taxes, and they will not show you receipts of where that money is going. But I bet Jagmeet Singh's net worth would skyrocket after that, wouldn't it? We all know that these politicians are criminals. That's why you need tax to build roads and schools and everything, but there's clearly a surplus in taxes, which is why there's a tax refund. We don't really know how much that is. It would be even bigger if the NDP's got in power, and would they abuse that power? Would they abuse all the money that they're receiving? Yeah, probably, because as we are finding out right now, liberal governments are really not that good financially. So with all that extra money, what are they going to do? In Toronto, they want to change. I think they want to spend $4.8 million to change Dundas Street. It's like, okay, maybe you can look into that in the future. I'm not really for all that nonsense. It's just a waste of money. But if you want to look at that down the road, that's fine. As long as you don't have homeless people or people who are just this close from getting evicted. You can't just start spending all that money fixing social bullshit issues like that. It's stupid. If you have a surplus of money and everyone in your area or everyone that you govern is doing fine, then you can spend the extra money. But if not, that money needs to go to helping people and building a better society, not some stupid social issues that for some reason the left is just so obsessed about. Probably because they can't do anything right financially, so they got to do something right, I guess. So, but yeah, it would not be good if in the future we had an NDP government. So Pierre Poilievre really needs to make sure that he says or he does what he says he's going to do, and so that in a couple of years from now, we can start seeing houses built properly and quickly, and not just houses, but affordable houses. And then a lot of people will say, well, what's affordable housing? Well, they're building condos here in Hamilton. They're starting at $300,000-$400,000. That's not affordable housing. I'm talking about bungalows, like little smaller family 2-3 bedroom houses, and just sell them for $100,000-$150,000. They don't have to be fancy, but if you're a young 25-year-old couple and you got a newborn on the way, it's better than renting an apartment, right? At least you have a little bit of equity. At least you have something. It's not going to be glamorous, but it's something, and it's decent to start with. Then you get into the market, you build some equity, you save some money, then you sell it down the road and buy something bigger. You know, when the kids grow up, when you get a promotion, when you can afford it, whatever the case may be, but down the road, you're likely going to be able to upgrade. But the fact that you can't even start off by buying a house for $100,000 or $150,000, it's got to be $300,000 for a condo here in shitty Hamilton. That's not affordable housing. So we need to do something about that. The more houses you build, the more of a market there is. And if these people want to start selling these houses for $300,000, no one's going to buy them. That means the price goes down. So that's why free market capitalism works the best. That's what Pierre Poilievre really needs to focus on. He needs to make sure that he has a lot of rental properties as well. He needs to get rid of some taxes, get rid of the inflation, catch corporate price gouging if that's going on, which I'm sure it is. And he really needs to just kind of hammer home his whole slogan is bring it home. Well, he really needs to bring it home, because if he doesn't, Canada could become an NDP hellscape for years. And there are some people who maybe want to see that. And these aren't bad people. They just think that the NDP actually wants to help people. I strongly disagree. I actually don't really think anyone wants to actually help people, but because there's so much outrage over the financial issues, Pierre Poilievre's the best option. And when he gets in, he cannot screw up. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, I do apologize for the audio issues. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, and please like and subscribe.